quick.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to that point to what, like, what are you even asking for from the universe?
Yeah.
And how are you? I see a lot of men kind of trick themselves out of that in a certain way, where when men complain about like women be wanting this and they be expecting this is that. It's like you're not even that type of nigga for even be complaining about the type of women you be talking about.
Yeah.
Women want you to get them a bag and this and that. It's
No,
like,
that's real shit.
sir. Like you can find a girl that kind of don't even want now in that type of time at all.
100%.
But you focusing on these fucking
and that's the other side
that you don't even know on Instagram.
And that's the other side of the whole condemning thing. It's like you are talking about a person that you don't qualify for, and it's like why talk about
don't be around like,
or might not even have interest in. I'm not gonna say qualify, right? Because that don't mean that you're not qualified. You're not interested in, and they're not interested in you. There's a lack of interest there. So why spend your time talking about? See, this is the thing, man. This is what I need to understand, man. When they say we all got the same 24 hours, that's not no fucking cliche, the rich get richer terminology that's utilized to make people feel like they're not doing enough with their 24. It's really a fact. Everybody has the same amount of fucking time. So if you actually utilize your time as efficient and as effective as possible, because if you think about it like this, especially for the men out there, right? And you know if you like discipline and you're a less heavy man, the amount of time and energy and money and effort you invest into fucking a woman, if you put that amount of time, energy, dedicated effort, and consistency into anything in the fucking world, you will succeed at it. Think about how you gotta get to know a woman, you gotta learn her, you gotta study her, and even if you're able to do this in one day, that means you have become a master at it. If you become an expert woman fucker, imagine if you would have put that same time into developing being an expert at anything else that would make yourself more lucrative or make you more in shape or make you just a better overall human being. And so when they talk about having the same 24 hours, it is one of the things where it's like you are not being efficient. You can't complain about the things you don't have and then look and compare it to the things that somebody do have if you're not willing to do for you what you need to do for you to be able to have the things that you need and the things you want. Most motherfuckers spend so much time trying to fuck women that they don't have no time to fucking do nothing else and then wonder why they don't got no fucking money. It don't work like that. You gotta cut something out in order to be able to have the thing that you want. So if you spending 16 hours a day thinking about women, take 10 of those fucking hours and put it into something else. You spending 16 hours a day playing a game, whether it's 8 on the controller and 8 talking about it in the group chat with your homies, nigga, take 12 of those hours and put it into something else. This don't mean don't play the game. It don't mean don't try to go after women. It just means manage the time better, because the same millionaires and billionaires that's existing in the world are doing the same things that they want to do, but for whatever reason they systematically set up their lives to be able to function while doing it and make money. So add that to your course of action so that you can have the shit you want and not feeling like you separate from the 1%. Just become a 1%er by getting 1% better.
And you know, the thing is, like I said, they spend 16 hours trying to figure out how to fuck a bitch, and then it'd be 16 different bitches.
Yeah.
And it'd be, like you said, expert woman fucker. It'd be an expert almost woman fucker. Like, I almost got her. She dimmed a few times.
Like, you ain't even get her.
I went on one date. But you spent 16 hours
16 hours, bro.
16 days straight to almost fuck her. And niggas don't even know their blood type, don't even know their fucking, it's like, they ain't know, like, so they got a physical. They don't know shit about themselves. They ain't spent 16 hours
on nothing personal development
on themselves.
At all. And they wondering why their life set up the way it is. So, you know, one of them things where, like, and I say that with love, it's like, bro, like, assess your day. What the fuck are you thinking about on a day-to-day? What are you doing on a day-to-day, and where is it getting you? And if it's getting you in some guts, and if you okay with that, then at least get paid for it. Like, I feel like everything you do as a man should lead to some form of compensation. It could be mental compensation where you're just fulfilling. It could be financial compensation, or it could just be something where you're giving back and you just feel fulfilled in that manner. But it has to be some type of compensation. But if you're just doing it and the only thing you get is an ego push and a elevated status to some immature-minded people that think that's what it is, then how does that compound over time? 10 years of you doing that, you might have fucked hundreds of women, but you probably don't have hundreds of dollars to your name, because women cost. They cost energetically, they cost financially, they cost whatever. So it's like, even if it only take you one day, if you did fuck a woman 365 days, nigga, that's 365 days of a salary that you didn't get. So it's just like you determine your outcome based on your input, and it starts with what you going into it after.
And to pick up to land it on that, I'll say, you know, I told you the latest book, you know, audiobook aficionado. The latest book I told you about was The Millionaire Next Door.
Yeah.
And one thing they said was, you know, I suggest everybody read the book or whatever, read it, listen to whatever you want to do, whatever. Great book. And one thing they said is, if you're a person that actually cares about, like, because some people are not really passionate about like accumulating wealth, which is totally fine with it.
Yeah.
But if you do a person you trying to chase or pursue rather financial freedom, the thing they said, your age times your salary divided by 10.
Yeah.
Whatever that figure is if your net worth ain't nowhere in that ballpark, probably got some figuring some stuff to do.
100%.
Transparently, I was like, oh, as a person who's
I
making
got
a
work to
decent amount of
do.
money, I do some investments like that. I realized I was actually doing too much spending.
Yeah.
Like, as a person who's pretty disciplined,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh no, I clearly could be doing better.
Better, 100%.
Like to be in a more
established place.
established place for the future. That's the thing I
future.
realized.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the themes that book unpacks, like the difference between a high earner and a high net worth.
I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, because you know, just because you're making $1 million doesn't mean you're gonna have $1 million stacked somewhere. And what's the point of making $1 million? You don't got $1 million.
No, that's a fact.
Yes.
What's the point of making $1 million? You're gonna spend it and then be stuck trying to figure out how to make another $1 million. Wolf math. Because I've done shit like make the money, spend the money. But you know, within our conversations and within my intentionality to get better with finances, I'm taking after some of your habits and any other habit that I could pick up that kind of suit my personality while still being able to be individual in this process. So, you know, it pays to be around men that are great at things that you're not so good at, because as men, we raise each other, right? Like you only understand manhood from the example and your experience. And having other men that can set examples while you're grown is the best thing. Like me seeing him and how he handled his finances and how his life was just together. Like it was so funny because coming into it, like most of the time, especially like if you have success, right, or you're an entrepreneur, we might look at somebody who's not an entrepreneur and automatically assume that because you might not have an aspiration to go here, that you don't have it or have it together. And I'm not saying that I thought that, but I'm just saying I know that that's probably like more common than not. So when I started to get a deeper look into how your life was structured, I was like, they really got to shit together. And it was like damn, it made me start looking at all corporate and blue collar and all of these different situations as, damn, this nigga's our scepter, but you know, he making a smooth 80K. He managing the shit out of his money. Damn, this nigga do this. So me seeing an inside look on how your life was set up made me look at the whole grand scheme of how every day. This is why when people, you know, be acting like you got to make 75 figures a month to, you know, be okay. I'm like, nah, you can really get off. I'm not saying that you should just stop yourself, right? Whatever you want, you should have, but you can have a good living on a 5-figure salary for sure. As long as the 5-figure salary ain't 10K in the USA. But if you got if you 50 and above and you know how to manage and invest and you can grow. You can do what you got to do. Like you can get your shit off.
Absolutely, depending on the foundation and the overhead.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even say if you was making 48K and above, and I know somebody like, what niggas is doing that in a day, in a month? They are. But it's also people living an okay lifestyle. This might be cool for a single man, no kid, living in a 1-bedroom apartment. He can live the life that he needs to live on that type of salary. Now, if you go get your girlfriend and some kids,